coming to you virtually live from the Beer to Whiskey Studios, high atop Barley's Tap Room on Washington Street in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Russ Heaps, and welcome to this segment of what we call Big John and Five, where I get my good buddy here, Big John Richards, to pick a beer from the 70-odd taps that they have here at Barley's. And we talk about the beer, we talk a little bit about the brewery, sometimes we talk about the history of brewing, and it's all about spreading the gospel of good taste, which is what we do every day in every way. So with
it's
that,
hard work, Russ.
I know it is, but we get weekends off.
Right.
Big John, what do we have here?
We're drinking Highland's Imperium, Russian Imperial Stout, which is going to be right up Russ's alley. He's a dark beer drinker, and we spread him around a little bit, but we're going to lead off with a bang.
Yes, we're coming out swinging, as they say.
Which, this guy's only about an 8%er. It's not like that we could say it's only 8% alcohol.
Right.
It's sort of on the low end for Russian Imperial Stout anyway, but they've done some neat stuff with this beer, adding toasted coconut, vanilla bean, and coffee from a local roaster up there called Octane. And so you get big roasty flavors. There's a neat little story how they, a whole team of about 6 or 8 people, some of their brewers, one of their sales guys, there was a VP in the list, all went and borrowed people's ovens all around the Asheville area to toast 400 pounds of coconut flakes for the first time they brewed this beer. Overnight, one night, basically as almost on a whim, if you will, to try and see if this beer was going to work. And it worked so well, they decided to keep brewing it. So they pop out with it every January now. It's a really wonderful little beer. It's got a lot of those, like, the rich, dark coconut flavor that toasted coconut does. And it's big and roasty and full-bodied and pretty aggressively, like, smoky roasty for 8% too. But you feel like you want to take your time with this beer and enjoy it, and you should. It's 8%. But it swings bigger than its weight. Well,
it's a pretty beer, and I'm excited about it.
It is, isn't it?
And if you go back in the archives and look at the playlist, Carolina breweries, Highland, John and I visited Highland, I don't know what, maybe a year and a half ago.
At least a year ago, so.
And this was one of the beers that they pulled out for us to drink and talk about, so you can learn a little more in depth about.
I think at the time it was even a brewery-only release.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll just mention that while we were there, I picked up a 6-pack, which is at home in my beer cooler, aging. So because
that's a fun trick.
Yeah, this is one of those beers that does change a little bit as you age it.
Let's give her a shot. Well, see how she's drinking today.
Let's do it. Text Miss Lily.
Cheers to you.
Boy, it smells great.
Oh yeah, it's more caramelly up front than I remember.
Yeah.
Some of those vanilla notes and that sweetness up front.
Yep. I get very little of the coconut, you know.
Oh, well, see, I don't really like
coconut.
One of those people, so I can't get past it. But it's pleasant in this beer, even to somebody like me that just doesn't like coconut at all.
Right.
So I really have to be careful with some of these things because they just come off tasting like Coppertone. Yeah, right. Yeah, the backbone on that's all the roast. You know, that big body. For 8%, that drinks.
Yeah, it's really smooth, and it's actually a little light. It's kind of lighter than you would expect for an Imperial Stout.
And again, at 8%, you know, you're not going to be carrying those the extra dextrins and the unfermentable sugars that are going to carry all that weight of a much bigger Imperial Stout.
Right.
So this it drinks really smooth. It drinks lighter than I even expected picking it up after having not had one for a while. So this will make for a fun start.
Yes, indeed. We Highland happens to be about what, maybe 50 miles from where we're sitting right now. It's just up outside of Asheville. It's a brewery that I think is putting out about 40,000 barrels a year.
Oh, I would
or
hesitate
so.
to give that number, but they're the biggest, save for, you know, the national chain, biggest brewer and
Right.
biggest native brewer in North Carolina.
Yep. Yep. And they've got a great tap room.
Oh, yeah.
They've got a huge outdoor area that during the warmer months they have live entertainment out there, and you can bring your dogs and your kids and the whole.
Always doing fun stuff,
Yep.
some brewery-only releases. They got some of those pilot batch releases that pop out to the public when they're good and ready. So it's always a fun place to visit up there.
Yeah.
Good folks too. They've been in business for forever. They've been friends of Barley's for forever and friends of ours, as
Yeah.
those of you who watch will know. So
Yeah, and it's still family owned, and they are just terrific people.
Yep.
I like the brewery a lot. I like the beer a lot, but I also like the people up there a lot. And so if you get in the Asheville area,
it's one not to miss. It's not right downtown. You're going to have to find it,
Yeah.
as it were. You're not going to stumble across it wandering around downtown, but it's worth a look.
Yep. And as we've talked before, Asheville is a great craft brewery town. They've got a bunch of craft breweries all clumped together downtown. You can just walk around and visit them. But then they've got Sierra Nevada up there, the East Coast Brewery, which is a destination in itself.
Got New Belgium up there, and Oscar
New Belgium,
Blues.
yep. So there's plenty of reason to have a little beer vacation in Asheville. And if you ever do that, Highland is one of the breweries you want to make sure you get to.
You can swing down to Greenville and say hi too.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Yeah. Come by Barley's. Anything else?
I think we should send these people off to get one for themselves.
I would say so. And with that,
Here's to it.
text Miss Lily, and we'll see you next time.